It's the 305. As always, my tag team partners.
We got your boy Fresh.
Dom Luca, breaking narratives.
And let me tell you, we're going to cook some people like we always do. But before we get started, man, today we're going to be talking about dating. Now, see, I'm what you guys would call an old head, I guess. So I've been out the game for a while. But, you know, Fresh, I mean, he's doing more dating than all three of us need to. Oh, so man, when it comes down to it, Fresh, this is a perfect time to get you involved because I want to know, what's it like dating these hoes here in Miami, bro?
Yeah, man. So where do I begin, bro? There's so much going on in the current dating market, man. I couldn't even imagine back in the day how it was, but today it is terrible. You got people legit trying to have love and have a relationship. People just trying to finesse. And the bad part about it is that, like, most people, they want to have love and a good relationship, but the people that they're dating are just straight trash anyway. Yeah. So people opt to go overseas, you know, find a religion.
Bros.
Yeah, all these things to try to, like, navigate through the day market because it's fucked, bro. It's really fucked. But there is a little bit of hope in America. But to find it, you got to be smart and maneuver correctly. But again, dating nowadays is not what it used to be for back in the day. Actually, I would argue dating is trying to sift through the hoes and more hoes to find your queen.
Okay, we'll go back to because he's talking about these Miami hoes. This is where this guy's located. Let's go a little bit over here. Tom, you came from Tennessee, man. Yeah, that's where the Hawk Tui girl is, right?
Yeah, she's from.
Okay, you ever met her?
No, never met her.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure, bro. So when it comes down, you know, it's no buddies, right? Yeah. So when it comes down to it, man, you went from the Tennessee broads to these Miami broads, man. Yeah. So what's the difference, brother?
It's
besides body count.
Yeah, it's a difference in boldness, but you know the hoes are going to be hoes regardless, whichever city or state that you in. But I'll be honest, Miami is 10 times worse than anything I experienced.
Really?
Already here within a week.
So you've been here a week. Tell me,
it's already worse.
Tell me what's going on, brother.
So if I'm in Nashville, you're expecting to meet a certain prostitute. Probably like if I talk to like 10 brides, 4 of them gonna be a prostitute. Cool, that's Nashville. But no, nigga, in Miami, 9 out of 10 of these hoes are prostitutes. No, for real, they make me feel like I had motion. I come in, it's like, yeah, I heard this, I heard that about them. They don't even come at me direct with it. They're professional shit.
Okay, so let me come direct at you people. If you want a live reading, 98 or above, and then I'll interrupt this podcast and give you a live reading. If you want to do something below, the bot machine will take care of it. That was powered by GG33. So listen, guys, we know men lie. We know women lie. We definitely know women lie. Numbers don't lie. We'll get to that. But Fresh, bro, like, You're over here in a Ferrari. You're over here in a Rolls Royce. So you have a certain class of woman you deal with. You ain't dealing with no back alley horse. So let me ask you, man. When these girls are in the car, I'm not gonna give you these softballs either, man. When these girls come in the car, man, are you thinking, yo, you're only in the car because I got fucking this. Keep it real.
This is the truth about it, right, bro? There's a game being played at a very high level, right? And I like to play games myself, aka I'm a monkey, right? There you go. Real quick. But what's funny is the girls that get in my car, they already know what time it is because I understand what's happening here. So what happens is the whole, I want to say, day itself has already been predetermined before she even came in the car. Because I don't want to waste time. Yeah. So if
what do you mean you don't want to waste time? Let's go straight to the back seat. What are you talking about?
So let me explain. If I'm going on a date with a chick, it's because we already did a FaceTime call. We verified that we like each other to that level. And my lifestyle is already fun. It's lit. It's not boring. So if you like my lifestyle and you want to have fun, we can go on a date. But if you want to get wifed up, which a lot of girls do, if you want me to pay...
You're the wrong one.
Hold on. If you want me to pay for you to come chill with me, you got the wrong one. So already before we even go on a date, I already pre-selected or are verified from her questions and her answers that she wants this from me. So already before the date, I know what I'm getting before she even gets some car.
All right, back up. Hold on. Back up 1 second. You just said you go through a questionnaire and stuff like that. So what is this
verification call?
What is this like a interview on the phone? How's this work,
bro?
You know,
like when you lose your Instagram and it's okay. Take a video of yourself.
Actually don't.
Well, what happens to me? Take a video of yourself, wave all this shit. Same thing with FaceTime call. Yeah. I got to make sure this chick is on the same page because here's the thing, right? Especially with dating nowadays, nobody wants to waste time.
No.
That's the main thing. Girls don't want to waste time with bum dudes, and guys don't want to waste time with whole thoughts. I mean, they'll smash every now and then, but honestly, long term, no.
Yeah.
So to kind of, I want to say, minimize the time wasted, you do a pre-screen call. Every guy should do this, by the way. Every guy should do this at the very beginning.
Free game, vibe fresh.
You don't want to waste time, bro.
Yeah.
You know the worst part about it? Finding a chick that you actually like that is no good for you and keeping her long term. All right, listen, I get you want to smash, bro. Cool, it's your thing. But long term, bro, she's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
So again, the FaceTime call is paramount to have success in dating. You got to verify what she's about, feel the vibe a little bit, and it's all right. She's worth taking on a date.
Question: do they have filters on a FaceTime call? Because if they do, you're cooked, bro.
Hold on, I'm glad you. Yo, Gary,
You're gonna be cooked,
Gary. Very good question. For the most part, no. So FaceTime itself, no, but Snapchat, yeah, you're kind of cooked.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm telling you, bro. FaceTime call, they're in their bun, whatever, they're natural.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I don't want to talk right now. Nah, that's cool. I don't care. I'm gonna see you naked anyway, right? So, okay, cool.
The lights
perfect.
are down and shit like that. Yeah, okay,
And
I
they're-
got you.
They're more not vulnerable. They're more, I want to say, easier to talk to because they're more chill.
Yeah.
So, but to Don's point though, you mentioned a lot of girls in Miami are escorts.
Straight up.
And the thing about Miami, bro, is that like it's just part of the game. So a girl will seem very pure, very chill. You know what? I'm a nice girl. Let's go to the gym.
Yeah.
But look at her Twitter. Look at her link in bio. She got OnlyFans low key tucked away somewhere. So you talking to this chick like, oh yeah, bro.
A lot of interviews, huh?
Listen,
a lot of interviews, fresh.
Listen, she a queen.
How dare you?
Honestly speaking, bro, she a
Yeah.
whore. But you don't know this, right?
Bro, yes.
So what happens is you can meet the chick, you go on a date, you have a little fun. You're like, oh, she's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like her. Then your buddy's like, wait, you know Susie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know her too. She's amazing, bro. Well, I was with her last week, bro. No, Danny, are you serious?
How'd you meet Myron again?
And this is why dating's fucked. Listen, obviously not all of America's fucked. I'm just saying major cities, bro, is disgusting. Now, obviously me and Myron met by unconventional means, which is a YouTuber connecting us and then obviously different girls. But the point is that like whenever you're in a major city, dating itself is almost impossible. There's actually a meme where it says, God, I need help with dating. And he's like, where do you live? Miami? No response. Because it's that bad, bro. So listen, I think the best solution for dating is where men and women can kind of put their wants aside and go for their needs. Because the biggest thing is, all right, I want a Birkin bag.
Yeah.
I want a lifestyle. I want a man that is 6 feet and a lot of money in the bank. But the man wants not a hoe, submissive, and you know, it's fun to be around.
Yeah.
But is that too much to ask for a guy? Not really, bro. So it's kind of fucked, man.
Talk to us, Don.
I feel like all women really have like a main character syndrome, but it's 30 times worse in Miami because the amount of options they have, bro. There's simps that's willing to give to them. It's created this reality that, okay, if you ain't willing to, it's something wrong with you because everyone else doing it and not you. And that's the way they selling the shit to me as a newcomer. It's like I even had a bitch tell me, you gonna hate Miami. That's ain't the way we do shit here. It's like I'm talking to the mafia, my nigga. I'm like, bro, is it that deep? I said, I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay for it. And I got slapped on about the shit. And it's like, okay, you know, like you said with the FaceTime call, it was in the first 15 minutes we FaceTime. I respect that hoe because she told me what it was.
Yes.
But she was mad that I wasn't expecting it to be that. And that's when I realized, damn, where the fuck am I for real? Because it's like, that's the culture. It was just openly accepted, bro.
See, I like an honest hoe. At least you're telling me you're a hoe.
Yeah.
The problem is when they try to like, oh, I'm pure, I go to church. I'm like, wait a minute. You're selling me a item that is labeled organic, but it's really not organic. It's actually fake. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm not stupid. Actually, the funny part is you think I'm dumb, so I play dumb. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Listen. And then the funny part is, bro, when I play dumb, bro, and we go through the process and I get what I want, I'm just like, sayonara. I got your ass. But again, there's a game being played at a high level. But Gary, back in the day, bro,
Let's do some super chats first.
Don't worry. I'm gonna
get to all of this, man. You like that save?
All right.
Let's go. Who's the first one?
Evangelista Cortez says, hey, Gary, I'm a big fan. If you have a chance, I would love a reading. What are my money moves this year? 12/9/97.
12/9/1997. So we have an 11 life path. We have, and as all 11 life paths are, she's an old soul. Someone who's born on the 9th means she's extremely adaptive to the environment around her. The combination of her being born in the ox year is what we look at right now. because anyone born in 97, 85, 73 ox years will have more positive energy under the year of the snake, because the snake and ox are good friends. Looking at your year cycle right now, you are in a 11-year cycle. So basically it's one of those years where your outlook on life is changing. What you believe in is changing. You might have never been religious. You become religious. Maybe you're going into the numerology and astrology. Maybe you're going to spirituality. Whatever you believe in, this is the type of year cycle where everything changes. It should be very positive, because when you look at 11-year cycles, that's actually when I started doing numerology and astrology in my 11-year cycle. It was the year of the snake. I'm a snake. Everything matched up. Yeah. But when it comes down to it, she's in the 11-year cycle. She's in 11. So control your emotions. Don't let them control you. And when it comes down to it, if you do that and you focus on, getting everything started. Sag is like to travel. So a travel business usually is best for Sagittarius. That would be my advice to you. Who's the next one?
All right, we got up next. This is Darwin Molina. My godson was born on 9/19/2019, and his mom on 12/27/93. He has autism, and I'm worried about their compatibility because their signs create conflict. So godson is 9/19/2019.
Yeah, no, I got it. So I guess it's story time. My wife had a C-section, quite frankly, because I wanted a kid born on a certain day. And this is back in 2013, and my wife had something called a placenta previa. I'm not going to go into it, but if you know what it means, it is what it is. And they told me that they wanted to have that baby out on the 19th. So instead of being born February 21st like he was, they wanted it to be born February 19th. And I went in there, the doctor's offices, and I basically said, nope, it's not happening. We're going to have this kid born on the 21st. And those doctors were telling my wife, yo, this guy's playing games with your life. You shouldn't do this. Don't do this. This is wrong.
What?
And quite frankly, the number 19 is the number of bad health. That's why it was called COVID-19. See how they stuck it in there? Ooh. So when it comes down to it, remember the 19th Amendment destroyed everything, women's right to vote, again, under the 19. So when you have kids born on the 19th, it usually has bad health. I'm not saying all kids born on the 19th, it's just a lot of them. So much so that I refused to have my kid born on the 19th. I argued with the doctors until I got my way. It was about an hour. And I didn't say I was a numerologist. I said it was against my religion, and 19 is a bad religious number. Whatever. They thought it was nonsense. It was, but at the end of the day, I got my way. So here's the moral of the story. My kid's born on the 21st, perfectly healthy. And when you're a parent, you get a pass to go in the room where they keep all the babies. And there's a baby that was in an incubator, and it was in bad shape. And I asked the doctor, I'm like, when's that baby born? And he's like, oh, I can't tell you. About 5 minutes later, a family member came in. And I'm like, when's that baby born? The moral of the story, 19th.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
So I basically, through numerology, a real life story of how this saved me trouble, because I would have had a 9 Lifepath child born on the 19th, cooked.
Damn.
Cooked. You understand? Absolutely cooked. But because I knew this, I didn't have those problems. This is another example of how knowing this type of energy, knowing how this stuff works, can actually save people's lives. Now, going back to you, sir, he's born on the 19th and also in 2019. That's probably not the best year for health. Yeah. I do apologize. I don't enjoy telling people this, but it is what it is. If I were you, I would talk to holistic medicine experts. I would have the color purple around him when he goes to sleep. I think that would be very, very beneficial. As to the mother the woman's a 7. You understand? The 7's not going to be, oh, mommy dovey, and oh, I need to take care of this and that. The 7 wants to be left the fuck alone. Doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man. It is what it is. So if the woman is a 7 and she's a little detached from the kid, it's not because of compatibility issues, pimp. It's because that's the way she is. So it is what it is. Okay. Let's go to the next reading before we get backed up.
All right. We got up next. K Primo. Gary, you're definitely a mentor to look up to.
I know. Thank you.
He's all right. 8/24/82, my birthday. Use your basic knowledge for fairs and make great tips. I feel like numerology is my calling. How can I apply it for more of that bag?
Well, when I look at your birthday, you're a 7 Lifepath, born in the year of the dog, but you're also born on the 24th. And the best way for you to make money, in my opinion, would be real estate. Anyone born in the 6th, 15th, 24th should be in the real estate market or a family business. That's what I've seen people with that type of energy thrive in. So that would be my advice to you. When it comes down to, being a numerologist and stuff like that, there's only one real numerologist, and that's me. But there's people in my group called GG33, silver, bronze, gold. You can find those memberships on WAP. And if you want to go into gold, honestly, you got to sign a non-disclosure. So, it is what it is. But if you learn this stuff, of course. But, like, for instance, I didn't talk about numerology for like 3-4 years until I actually learned this shit, and then I started calling in radio shows, and I became a local celebrity in Cleveland, Ohio. Every freaking day, people look forward to my phone calls because I'd be going off. And back in those days, you actually could do stuff like that. So, going back to you, apply yourself in real estate. That's most likely the best way for you to do it. And honestly, 2026 is going to be one of your better years because you're born in a dog year, and next year is the year of the horse. Plus, looking at you, you already have a bag more than most people. So it is what it is. All right, one more, and then we'll get to best.
All right, we got one here from my Rumble, actually.
Let's do it from Rumble.
All right. This is actually AK Khaled, or A Khaled 11. What's up, guys? Male living in California, born on 2/23/95.
2/23/1995. D and Nobel, can you look up if that's a pig or a dog, because that's right there. You said 2/23/1995.
Yes.
All right, let's. Anyone born on the 23rd is going to be a good talker, man. Anyone born on the 23rd is going to be very good if they're in the spotlight. Dom over here is in the spotlight. How the hell did you get 1.5 million on Twitter, bro?
I actually went viral from a phone call that I had got on November like the 21st, 2000.
So it was about
Talking.
this.
Yeah, talking, yeah.
So he's born on the 23rd. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Again, Zerka is born on the 23rd too. You have another fucking good talker. So when it comes down to that, he's born on Zerka's birthday. So when it comes down to it, you're going to have that it quality when it comes down to talking. But quite frankly, you're also a 4 Lifepath pimp. And because you have that 4 Lifepath means you got to work. Tell them, Dom.
Yep, you have to.
Tell them, Dom. So here's the thing. If you believe in slavery, 4s are slaves.
Yeah.
They always have to work, man. Always have to work. No 4 makes it easy in life. Nothing will be given to them. Even if 4 is born on the 28th, it's going to have to put in work more than almost all of the other 28ths. This is how the game works. So when it comes down to it, you got to be a hard worker. Watch out for the man, too. You can't be out here doing dirt if you're a 4 Lifepath, because you will get some bracelets. That's how the game works, man. Listen, I was like the only one who knew about this stuff about 20 years ago. All right. And, listen, I was a hustler back then. And one of my guys was a 4 Lifepath. He would go to jail every other weekend. And he was safe with it. He's going down side streets, you know what I'm saying, clean plates. Yeah. And he get pulled over. But yet the motherfucker who's smoking a blunt, driving a yellow car, and some loud ass Jay-Z, what's up, never gets pulled over.
At all.
Because the 4 Lifepath will always attract the police.
Yeah.
And by the way, it doesn't matter if the law is just or not. Never matters the law is just or not. Is that a pig or a dog, bro? Nobel. It's a pig. So you're born in the year of the pig. I had to check because you're over there in the cusp, which means you got to lay low this year. And here's the thing. I know no one wants to hear that.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear, yo, you got to lay low. Yeah. It goes against your instincts. But here's the difference between great men and people who failed. Timing.
Yeah.
That is the only difference between the people who made it and the people who failed. And I'm telling you right now, it's not your time, bro. Lay low, because if you don't, you might end up like Wes Watson with the case. You might end up like Adam 22, fucking going broke and bankrupt. They're both pigs. This is how the game works. Disney ain't doing too well this year.
Not at all.
They said they're shutting the doors.
Yeah. Not a game.
It's a pig. You understand what's going on? Understand how the energy works, and you won't have mistakes. At least you'll have less of them.
Guys, by the way, thanks for the support, man. I'm actually on the phone helping the chat as well. That's why you see me on my phone. But we'll get back to the show as well. So thanks for the support. Also, you can donate as well with the link in the actual chat, as well as Gary's channel and then Rumble as well. All right. So
we'll get back to the readings. And if you want a reading, 98 or above. Also,
we're doing phone calls as well. So if you want to call into the show, the number is on the screen, as well as the donation button as well.
We talking to fans or haters today?
Anybody that wants to call in, chop it up about dating or numerology. All right. So let's get back into the topic, though. So we're talking about dating, how it's changed from back in the day. Don't worry, Gary, you didn't escape, bro. Come right back to you. So I'm 32. Dom is 31.
Yep.
You are?
I'm in my 40s.
So at that age, you've been dating from all the way back then.
I got married at 26, pimp.
Okay, before you got married, how was dating back in the day? Was it harder? Were they still hoes? What was the issue?
I mean, here's the thing, man. There's definitely a higher percentage of hoes now than there were before. But there were hoes before too. It's not like this is a new concept and stuff like that. They just gradually get worse and worse and worse. The only difference is now, you have vaccinated hoes. And back in the day, you didn't have that issue. So at least, now you have to watch out for their body count and if they're vaccinated. Back in the day, you just have to ask body count. And I've told people about this, guys. There's a few things you can do to check if she's basically promiscuous or not. Does she have a good relationship with her daddy? That's like one of the first things to do. And I understand that all women are privileged enough to have a dad. Things happen in life. But that's just like one of the tells. Not all of them, but one of them. But I'm going to tell you this, bro. I don't envy dating right now.
Yeah.
Because, I hate to say it, but, here you kind of cook, bro.
Cook.
Because, you sleep with the wrong broad, you can get cooked down there.
Yeah.
You fucking marry the wrong one, you can get cooked in your bank account.
Financially.
So, no matter what happens, you're cooked. This is why I keep telling people, and I'm not a Muslim. Go marry a Muslim woman. They're not promiscuous because they have something called Sharia law out there. And if they are, there's real consequences. So that's why they're not promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn about the religion. I'm just telling you, they instill freaking values in their women, because if they don't, this is what happens. We see what happens in society when women are unchecked. They always sell sex for money. It always comes down to that. I understand some of you women are attorneys. I understand some of you women fly jets. I understand some of you women are actually doing things out there. But what are we talking about? 2-3% of you guys?
Yep.
The rest of you guys, it's all bullshit. All you guys do is try to extort men for resources. Every single one of you. And let me tell you something. All the women who go like this, oh my God, all this stuff. All you guys do is try to sell sex for money. That's it. You're out there fucking advertising yourself like the freaking whores that you are. It's no different, man, than people trying to buy a used car, except usually they have less miles.
Yeah.
So, Gary, you made a very good point. And also, the oldest profession is prostitution.
I thought it was pimping.
Well, that was the first part of it. But I would argue that a lot don't grasp the concept that, listen, dating is hard, of course, for guys and women. But when it comes to women, you're right. They use the sexuality to kind of finesse and get what they want. Yeah. And look at the Twitch streamers. No offense to them, but keeping it real, is always a button going down within the stream, up and down. It's like a game. Okay, you want tips? Pull it down, pull it up.
I've never watched a female streamer.
I saw some clips, so I got forced to.
Clips, yeah, but never watched one.
But Dom, let me ask you this question. So a lot of times, right, guys our age especially, we have more of an understanding because we've been around a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But guys in their 20s, do you think dating now is going to be harder for them or easier, you think?
For the guys that's
in their 20s.
I feel like it's harder, even harder than us. Yeah, those that's 10 behind us is even harder because each generation is starting to be accepted more and more. So it's even accepted more now. So when we were younger, this is why I say it's going to be worse for them. When we were younger, bro, and we were 15, 16, women killed themselves for their nudes getting released. Now that they're, when they were 15, 18 years old, they weren't experiencing women killing themselves for nudes. So if that was the reality they grew up in, I can only imagine what the 20s are going to be like for them.
So you mentioned something very important. The shame factor is basically like gone.
Yes.
So what happens is, and what's scary about this is that like, it could be your daughter. your sister, your auntie,
Oh, yeah. That
even
would
your
be my
grandmother,
daughter,
bro.
Pip.
Well,
Give me my daughter, Pip.
well, again. We can hope for the
We got
best.
Sharia law in my
We can
house,
hope
brother.
for the best.
I'm part of that stuff.
Well, we can hope for the best.
Yeah.
But the scary part is, me and Myron did an experiment back in the day, right? We went on a sugar site. Lord have mercy, bro. What we saw on that site was one, incredible, but two, disgusting.
Damn.
Because we got to see in real time a lot of women that we knew personally that were lawyers, doctors, girls in school on the same app looking for the same thing. And then I used to wonder, wait, what about Tinder, Bumble? Why isn't this effective over there? It's because the people that are of value, that have money,
Dinner.
are on sugar sites. So the psychology was, it's pay to play. And back then was like, what, 2019 to 2020?
Yeah.
Now, even more so, it's more like it is pay to play direct. And you know what's funny? They don't hide it anymore. They'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
you want me to go home with you? Well, here's my price. Like,
Completely
what?
different. Yeah.
And here's the worst
I
part.
got a blunt, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I got a blunt for you. That's about it.
And
Another stick when you get lucky.
that's all you get. But what's worse is that the young guys nowadays,
Yeah.
they
Happy ending.
they may not even realize because it's in links in bios.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, okay, I was at the gym a couple of months ago and I met this girl, beautiful white girl, nice body, like perfect. And I was like, oh, she's seems pretty cool. Like, you know, the vibe seems pretty cool. Got her phone number, whatever. And I'm looking through her Instagram. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me click this link in bio, see what I see here. Bro. Even I was like, you know what? I can't see nothing crazy here.
Yeah.
Seems very modest. Bro, I went on her ex. Nigga. I was like,
Nope.
there's no way you would have seen this just looking at her in person.
Damn.
Like, it's hidden so well, but behind closed doors or behind like the ether where he go into like social media
Yep.
platforms, bro, her TikTok, her Twitter, dude, destructive. So I would argue for guys that are very young coming into the game, you gotta look at everything because nowadays, bro, it's hidden in plain sight, which is link in bio. So I would argue the options for men are so skewed because you gotta deal with all this bullshit happening now, bro. So
Shit completely